Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're playing chess in the Backrooms. Our goal is to hunt down the anomalous king and capture him. Let's get started with game number 1. Alright, as you can see we have our main character king in the Backrooms, but it is chess. Now, we do have to hunt down this king, and every single turn, white has the opportunity to spawn in these anomalous pieces. They will maintain their normal movement pattern, but they will have some somewhat strange properties, as you can see. In this case, I am in check by the white pawn. If it captures me, of course I lose. Same with the knight and any other piece that we encounter. So these are actual threats to my king, but I can also just capture these pieces. The biggest challenge by far of this sort of variant is that every single move that I make has to be efficient, because every single turn, white spawns in brand new pieces. I won't spoil the movie for anybody that hasn't watched it, but based on the concept of the Backrooms being a sort of memory hole, you'd imagine that new chess moves happen all the time, and thus new pieces are spawned in. Now, so far we have a whole bunch of weird bishops. We've got this pawn. I'm running into like sort of corner because, for example, this bishop can't see my king, again because I'm in a corner surrounded by a whole bunch of tiles. But if I were to have stayed out in the open like I was over here, I would have been in more danger, especially by bishops that I can't even see on my actual screen. But okay, for the time being, we're sort of just hunting around. We will see some sort of anomalous objects every so often, but we are hunting for the white king. He does not seem to be over here. We are put in check, but I will attack that knight. Put in check again, this time defended by the knight, so I'll move out of the way. Unlike the actual Backrooms, of course, this is not going to be an infinite map, so we have reached the top right corner, and I see absolutely no king in sight, only many new pieces getting spawned in, and I'm just really hopeful that I will be in fact fast enough. And I'm almost zugzwanged. This is the only drawback to putting myself in these corners, is that obviously I can't be attacked at long range, but at the moment I am almost trapped. The only move I have is moving back this way, and luckily now I can take a free bishop and make a run for it. I didn't get quite as far as I was hoping. Let's scoot back and forward. Oh, but I'm still so trapped. If I move here and I get put in check, this kind of stinks. Oh no, but if it's going to move this bishop, then it also has to move this knight, so the bishop has to move backwards, right? So I can move here. No, I've been captured! Oh, it's moved this knight first and then captured my king. Okay, with that, we do lose game number 1 and do not manage to find the anomalous white king. Let's go to move on to game number 2. Okay, game number 2, I have to be way more, I think, efficient about how I go about these things. I'm not so certain anymore that running into a corner is necessarily the best idea, because the white king will be moving around. The obvious immediate issue is that I'm in check, so let's move out of check. But see, the bishop just disappeared off into the distance. So if I stay out in the open, it's very easy for me to get captured or capture him. Let's explore a new direction this time, because my thought process is that if I explore large open areas, yes, I'm in more danger, but there we go. It paid off almost immediately. I'm way more likely to spot the king in a wide open area, since there are literally more squares that are available for that king to possibly be in. Like I said, this map isn't infinite, but it is relatively large. Okay, do I approach this way, which is currently blocked by the knight, which I know has to move eventually, or do I just go this way, which is currently completely undefended? I'm imagining this way because it's a shorter route, and since I know this knight has to move, there's a non-zero chance that I can make my way through here, whereas if I take a whole bunch of extra moves, all of these moves, every single individual one, represents more pieces that will get spawned into the Backrooms, which I have no interest in fighting against. As you can see, there's a bishop right there. Let's shuffle over. It is a light squared bishop, so it can't stop me from coming in this diagonal. Let's move up, and with that, we do actually capture the anomalous white king. Now, this board that we just defeated is a total of 900 squares, so it is a 30 by 30 grid, really not nearly as large as it could have the potential to be. So I'm going to do another round where I make the grid a beefy 10,000 squares, aka 100 by 100. Okay, evidently nothing has visibly changed yet. You can still only see 16 by 9 squares, but the board is now 10,000 squares long, or rather 10,000 squares in total, a 100 by 100 grid. Hopefully this does not crash my computer, and let's go hunting for some pieces. So far I see absolutely nobody, but I'd imagine this is going to fill up rather quickly as pieces start to spawn in. Now, in the original 900 tile setup, white started with 1 bishop, 1 knight, and 1 pawn, and of course 1 king, and every single turn spawned in a new bishop, a new knight, and a new pawn. The same rules actually still apply. The only difference is we might not see any pieces for a while, because they're going to be spawning in for a hot second before we see anything. Ah, hello. It's almost fun to see a piece now, because we know that we won't run into them all that often until the board is absolutely littered with them, at which point my PC is in some serious danger. Let's keep shuffling around. I'm not going to find the king by doing anything other than running across the board and hoping that I don't get sniped by a bishop or jumped on by a knight or captured by a pawn, or they're right on cue, huh? Let's move out of the way, shuffle down, and I'm going to try and somewhat systematically, work my way like across, down, sideways again, and then back up the board. But to be frank, it's so many squares that we might have to actually fight off some pieces, like have some little mini battles where we actually fight pieces. We're already getting attacked, especially as the board starts to... Oh! I walked right into that. I'm a fool. But anyways, as you can see, it does get quite dizzying very quickly. Let's go ahead and try that one more time. All right, we've reset the map. I think I'm going to run straight down. Then I'm going to move to the left, then up, then to the right, and then back down. And hopefully I will have searched at least a decent portion of the 10,000 squares of this map. As you can see, there are no visible enemies at the moment. The only enemy, however, that I need to find is the anomalous white king. So with any luck, this sort of like hunting down the entire area method actually works. Again, I won't spoil anything from the movie, but this is making me feel quite like the main character at the very beginning when he's like mapping out what it looks like. If you haven't seen the movie, I liked it. I know that there's been some controversial opinions on it, but I personally very much enjoyed the movie. Also because I was a big fan of like the found footage sort of thing when it originally came out, and I've been captured. Okay, what I'm not going to be a fan of is my own spin-off variant of the movie. Let's try that again. All right, let's go. We're on the hunt for the anomalous white king. Here come the pieces. I've made one move and they're already spawning in. Come on. I should probably really stay out of those open areas though, because that seems to be how I've mostly been sniped down. I'm just running through every corner. I think I should have added in something where I can like leave markers so I can know where I've been. Maybe if I capture enemy pieces, I could have like left their remains hanging around the board, and I could use that to track where I have and have not yet moved to. A little bit gruesome, but very much in the spirit of the Backrooms. There's really still nothing to see, so I will meet back up with you guys when I actually come across something of interest. Okay, it's really not that interesting, but as you can see when I move, the camera doesn't shift anymore, so we are at the top of the grid, so I suppose now I can start making my way over and hopefully run into somebody. So let's give that a try. Okay, we're running into the minor issue that there are many pieces spawning onto the board. As you can see, every time I make a move, there just seems to be even more pieces for me to confront, which means that if I don't get close to that king soon, I'm probably just going to run out of legal moves and be effectively checkmated. Because you can see how wildly they all like seem to coordinate, especially when there's so many of them on the board. I can take this anomalous knight and then take the pawn. I can fight these little mini battles and sort of clear the way for myself, but it's getting pretty sketchy. It is getting very difficult to traverse. We did find another funky anomaly, but I'm holding on by the skin of my teeth here, basically. No! Oh, I've been captured! Wow, this might actually be impossible. I really did give it my best run, but I actually don't think it's realistic for me to find a king amongst 10,000 possible squares. To be fair, I think this is probably the most fair ending to this video, considering this is most reflective of the actual Backrooms concept. You're not really supposed to be able to find anything that you're looking for, and it should feel basically infinite. But I will make, I think, the wise choice to not lose myself in the sauce like Clark did, and I'll go ahead and put my white flag up when I think it's appropriate. If you guys did enjoy this video, please consider liking and subscribing. Let me know down below if there are any other funky variants that I should try and make, and I'll see you guys in the next one.